Good morning, everyone. For WRCO News, I'm Todd Coppernall. 60 degrees right now under cloudy, foggy skies in Richland Center. In the news, a longtime local businessman has died. Eugene Mr. G. Gabrizia, known as Gene by most, died July 26 at the age of 83. Gene's life started on a farm in Wausau. Gene graduated from Newman Catholic High School, Crossier Seminary in Onamia, Minnesota, and later went on to earn his master's degree. His first job was as an English teacher, which brought Gene to Kickapoo High School in Viola. He loved working at Kickapoo and made many lifelong friends, and his heart was in Viola. Gene led many students who went on to live successful lives. In the early 1970s, Gene opened his first shoe and clothing store, Mr. G's Outlet, in Richland Center. Gene was still teaching when he opened Mr. G's in WRCO. When the 3 jobs became too much, he retired from teaching and continued in retail. Over the years, he acquired as many as 9 stores throughout the state. Gene was also Viola's village president for many years and always tried to have the interest of the community as his top priority. Gene was a very generous man and always helped out anyone who needed a hand up. Per Gene's request, no public funeral will be held. On Saturday, August 1st, the Juneau County Sheriff's Office was notified that inmate Stephen C. Garner failed to return to the Juneau County Jail following an authorized Huber work release. Garner was scheduled to return at his designated time and did not report back as required. Garner was in the custody of Juneau County Jail and is now being charged with escape from custody. The Juneau County Sheriff's Office is actively investigating his whereabouts. Anyone with information regarding the location of Stephen C. Garner is urged to contact the Juneau County Sheriff's Office. The Richland County Natural Resources Standing Committee is scheduled to meet today at 9:30 a.m. in the Richland County Boardroom located at the courthouse. The meeting will cover a variety of zoning and policy topics. Among the key items on the agenda are several zoning petitions, including requests for parcel splits and rezoning, as well as applications for conditional use permits. The committee will also receive and review departmental reports from the zoning administrator, the county conservationist, the UW extension, and the real property lister. Additional business will include discussions regarding updates to the county's short-term rental ordinance and potential revisions to zoning rules concerning chickens and junk properties. The agenda also features critical discussions on the proposed 765 kV transmission line and the consideration of a moratorium on data centers. For those unable to attend in person, virtual meeting information can be found on the county website. Gasoline prices across Wisconsin have seen a significant uptick over the past week, rising by 6.9 cents per gallon to reach an average of $3.95 today. This local increase stands in contrast to a slight dip in the national average, which fell by just under a penny to $4.05 per gallon. Despite the weekly national decline, the broader trend remains upward, with Wisconsin prices sitting 38.2 cents higher than a month ago and over $1 higher than this time last year. Diesel prices have also climbed, with the national average increasing by 7.1 cents to reach $5.33 per gallon. The historical context of these prices highlights the current volatility. Comparing today's rates to the same date in previous years shows a great deal of fluctuation. In 2025, the Wisconsin average was a much lower $2.93, whereas 2022 saw a peak of $3.81. Experts attribute the current price instability to a combination of geopolitical factors. Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, noted that while optimism regarding potential deals in the Middle East has provided some relief to oil markets, continued conflict elsewhere, especially attacks on Russian oil infrastructure, continues to put upward pressure on prices. The American Red Cross urges donors to give blood or platelets now to help hospitals and transfusion centers stay prepared to help all patients. Area blood drives will be held tomorrow from 12:30 to 5:30 at the Lone Rock Community Building and Friday from 11:30 to 5:30 at Christ Lutheran Church in Spring Green. Appointments may be made by calling 800-RED-CROSS, visiting redcrossblood.org, or by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Walk-ins are welcome. Paper manufacturer Kimberly-Clark is pledging millions of dollars in long-term aid for the Fox Valley. The company got its start in Neenah in 1872, and CEO Mike Sue says the area devastated by a tornado 1 week ago is still its hometown. Kimberly-Clark is pledging $10 million in relief funding over the next 3 years and will work with local nonprofits and municipalities to ensure long-term recovery. Sue says he wants the Fox Valley to emerge stronger than ever. A new study says Midwest states are bearing the brunt of President Trump's tariffs and trade war policies. Researchers with the Midwest Economic Policy Institute found the region's large manufacturing and agriculture sectors make it especially vulnerable to higher import costs. Co-author Frank Manzo says the average Midwest household is paying more than $2,000 because of the extra tariffs. In Wisconsin, the study estimates household costs have risen by $1,500. Manufacturing has lost about 6,000 jobs, and the state's economy has contracted by roughly $2 billion. The ACLU of Wisconsin has officially filed a lawsuit against Governor Tony Evers and the Department of Health Services. The legal action, brought on behalf of Trans Law Help Wisconsin and a transgender Wisconsin woman, aims to strike down a state law that prevents transgender individuals from updating the sex markers on their birth certificates without first undergoing a surgical sex procedure. At the heart of the dispute is Wisconsin Statute 69.15b, which mandates surgery for those seeking to align their identification with their gender identity. Plaintiffs argue that this requirement is based on vague terminology and violates the Wisconsin Constitution by forcing individuals to undergo unwanted medical procedures and disclose private medical information. Because birth certificates are foundational documents for obtaining driver's licenses, bank accounts, and public benefits, the plaintiffs maintain that accurate documentation is a matter of basic human dignity. By challenging these requirements, the lawsuit seeks to bring Wisconsin in line with states like Minnesota, which allow identity documents to reflect a person's identity beyond their medical history. The Wisconsin Agricultural Tourism Association, WATA, has officially unveiled the Folk and Field Maker Farms Digital Passport, a premier mobile initiative designed to bridge the gap between modern travelers and the state's rich artisan traditions. Running from July 30th through December 20th, this curated guide offers a gateway to exclusive hands-on experiences across rural Wisconsin. Travelers can immerse themselves in the authentic crafts that define the region, participating in specialized workshops such as traditional cheese making, butchering, tea blending, felting, and flower arranging. Sheila Everhart, Executive Director of the Wisconsin Agricultural Tourism Association, emphasizes the cultural significance of the program, noting that while traditional skills often skip a generation, they don't have to be lost. She explains that by registering for these brief heritage workshops, attendees can reconnect with genuine rural roots and master new crafts directly from local artisans. For WATA, this initiative is about more than just travel. It's a dedicated effort to preserve the hands-on heritage that serves as the foundation of rural communities. To begin the journey, interested participants can sign up for free online at wiagtourism.com. Once the pass is saved on a mobile device, planning a rural adventure becomes seamless. However, because each destination operates independently, WATA advises participants to contact the individual agricultural tourism sites directly to verify specific workshop dates, times, and any associated materials fees. This ensures that every visitor can enjoy a well-coordinated and enriching experience in the heart of Wisconsin's Maker Country. U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke L. Rollins has announced a significant expansion of the voluntary Product of USA labeling initiative, a move designed to bolster transparency for consumers and provide a competitive edge for domestic producers by ensuring that products bearing this label are born, raised, harvested, and processed exclusively within the United States. The Department of Agriculture is fostering a deeper trust between American families and the origins of their food. This transparency empowers consumers to make informed purchasing decisions that directly support local rural economies and the hard work of American farmers and ranchers. The momentum of this initiative is underscored by the recent adoption of the label by 6 prominent meat and poultry companies, including Creekstone Farms in Kansas, Cavaniss Beef Packers, CS Beef Packers of Texas, Greener Pastures in Texas, Lone Star Beef Processors in Texas, and Claxton Poultry Farms in Georgia. Furthermore, the labeling initiative works in tandem with the Strengthening Processing for U.S. Ranchers, or SPUR program. This $500 million investment is dedicated to expanding domestic processing capacity for small and mid-sized beef processors. Together, these efforts represent a comprehensive approach to securing the American meat supply chain.